Hello and welcome to my next video about Czech language. I got some requests to make a video about the future tense, but I believe that's almost impossible without teaching about the perfective and imperfective aspects of verbs in Czech language. So I will make a video about that first, and the video about future tense will follow. So the Czech language, just like all the languages in the Slavic language group, has perfective and imperfective aspects of verbs, and it's quite complicated to explain how to create these aspects, so I will just focus on explaining the differences between these two. There are simply too many rules and exceptions to creating these aspects, so if I would like to explain everything, the video would be insanely long. So the first aspect is perfective. In Czech it is called Perfektum or slovesa dokonavá. And this aspect of verbs basically tells you that something has happened or something will happen. And basically the main difference between this and the other aspect is that Perfektum is only concerned with certain time frame, which means something has happened and is over. Or if you speak about future, something will happen and it will be over as well. On the other hand, Imperfektum or slovesa nedokonavá basically means that something was happening, something is happening or will be happening, but you're not really telling the audience whether that thing was finished or not, only that it was happening. For example, I was running, I was reading, I was writing and such. And that's really it. It's really that simple. So to sum it up, the perfective verbs or the perfective aspect, slovesa dokonavá, they are only concerned with certain time frame. So always imagine it like something with a border, some line like this. And basically that will help you to say something that was finished or will be finished. On the other hand, imperfectum, slovesa nedokonavá, you're basically saying that something was going on, something is going on or will be going on, but you're not really saying whether it was finished or not. So of course the tricky question is, how do you recognize them from each other? How do you tell them apart when you are presented with them? And it's very simple. You just need to learn a couple of tricks, and the first one is to connect these verbs with some phased verb such as budu, which means I will be. And if you can connect this verb with budu, then you know it is imperfect. On the other hand, you can also use present tense, such as teď, which means now. And if you can connect it with teď, then you know it is perfect. Maybe you will find some test as you're studying Czech, and you will be presented with two different verbs, and you have to tell whether they are perfect, imperfect, whatever. And basically, you do it exactly as I said. You connect them with budu and teď. So, for example, you have the verb nabídnout, which means to offer, and you can say budu nabídnout, but that doesn't really make any sense, because you say I will be to offer. It makes no sense. So you can say teď nabídnu, and it makes perfect sense. I will offer now, and you know it is perfect. On the other hand, if you want to recognize imperfect, you can use verbs such as uklízet, which means to clean, and connect it with budu, and you can say budu uklízet. And that makes perfect sense. I will be cleaning, but you can't say teď uklízet, which would mean now cleaning. It makes no sense. So you already know it is imperfect. So why is it exactly useful? How do you want to use it? I'll give you a few examples of that as well. For example, you want to say that you wrote a book yesterday. You wrote it and it's done. So you already know that because that action was finished, you have to use the perfect tense or the perfect aspect. And so you say, včera jsem napsal knihu. I wrote a book yesterday. And you informed everybody that it's done, it's written, and it's okay. But if you just spend some time writing the book, you haven't finished it. And you want to tell that to people. You say, včera jsem psal knihu. I was writing a book yesterday. And that's why these two different aspects exist. Just as well, when you want to make a future tense, which you guys asked for, then you basically, let's pick up some example, reading a book. So when you want to say, I will be reading a book tomorrow, without any indication that you will actually finish it, then you say, Zítra budu číst knihu. But if you want to say that you will read the book and it will be done, you want to use the perfect form, then you say, Zítra si přečtu knihu. And by saying that, you're basically informing everybody that you will read it and it will be done, and you can return the book or do whatever you want, but you will basically stop reading it right that day. And as a last example, the present tense. So let's say that you have a sink, you want to drain it, and of course you're wondering, what should I use? So if you use the imperfect aspect, you say vypouštím dřez, I am draining the sink, then of course it is imperfect because it's still draining and it's not finished. But if you want to use perfect, you want to say that you will drain it now and it will be done in the very near future, then you just say vypustím dřez. And by saying that, you say, I'll drain it, it's done, it will be finished in just, I don't know, matter of seconds, minutes, but that's the main difference in the present tense. So that is all I can think of when talking about perfectum and imperfectum. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. I can also take more suggestions, that's no problem. Just as usual, be diligent in your studies, and I can explain anything you don't understand or things that don't normally appear in exercise books. So good luck, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.